Well, good day to all of our awesome audience here. This is Doc. As always, we like to start all of our video trainings off with something nice and picturesque. Very important post, so you want to make sure you watch this entire post for our quick mental vacation break. We're in the north coast of Aruba today. So go on and stick your feet in the sand and let the breeze go through your hair, my scalp. Okay, let's go to work. Very, very, very important post. There were a couple of posts that have gone out that most of you probably have not seen, particularly if you're not in the U.S., okay? So thanks for my U.S. folks that sent this to us so that we could get this out. I don't believe this shows up in your back office even if you are in the U.S. So there's a good amount of you that probably have not seen this communication. I heard about it, and I heard that it went to some people's spam. And so I wanted to make sure that we got this out to our entire audience. There was one that went out later in the day on Friday, and then another one that went out, it appears, very early in the morning, maybe late Sunday night, early Monday morning. Again, it went out, my understanding, via email to those that were in the U.S. And so I want to share its contents real quickly and then give you some calls to action. There we go. I couldn't think of what I was wanting to say. Okay, there we go. All right, so good news. In less than 27 days, we are over 10% there. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, initially their target was to have 1 million registered folks by the end of 2016. That's now up to 5 million. So we're just over 500,000 that have now registered. And they talked about, this was coming on Friday, that there was going to be some exciting updates that would come out in about 48 hours. We'll cover those exciting updates in just a few moments. A couple things here real quickly. They provided a link where we could check out website stats, and we could see, well, based on the traffic, what is this website worth if it were to be monetized? And so I'm going to click right here. This link right here takes us to, it's called Worth of Web. And remember now, we've only been promoting the THWGlobal website has only been out there in the public sphere for just about a month or so. And it's already has an estimated net worth of $2.3 million based on the number of visits that are going to the website. And as we scroll down, you can see what that would mean in terms of daily revenue, the potential revenue, you know, if they were to monetize it monthly, annually, so on and so forth. And this is before anyone has started doing any of the viewing, where we stand in terms of Alexa global rankings. And again, you know, that's pretty impressive. You know, if you take all of the websites globally, and here's this website that has just been available for about a month, it ranks in the top, 12,285 websites. Okay, that's powerful. 95,000 visits a day. Now I know on our website it shows maybe more visits per day. I'm thinking, this is me talking, I'm thinking that these visits may be unique visits versus. I know I'm going to THWGlobal multiple times a day, checking my back office, checking stats, so on and so forth. And so that might be where there might be a disparity between what THW shows on its site. May not just be unique visits. It may be folks like myself that visit the site multiple times a day, going in the back office, looking at our team's growth, looking to see if there's any additional posts that have come from the company, so on and so forth. So my whole point here is, you know, to see a third-party site verifying that there are real visits going to the site. That, you know, again, that to me, you know, we've been asking, is it crap? Is it gold? Is it crap? Is it gold? And we won't know if it's fully gold until, you know, viewing starts and people are making money and money's being paid out on time. So it's premature to say it's gold. But I'm certainly moving away from the scam part of crap. All right. Now, you can always have a company that is in pre-launch and it's got a great concept and maybe poor execution. We see that all the time, both online, offline, traditional business, network marketing businesses, so on and so forth. There's a difference between poor execution and just an outright scam. I'm really away from the outright scam piece. All right, and one thing I would say, be careful of the cynics that are out there. As a matter of fact, I don't even pay attention to them anymore. But I was on my YouTube channel the other day, and someone was saying, well, hey, somebody out there is saying that all they're doing is collecting our data and collecting our phone numbers and selling them to telemarketing agencies, and I've gotten an increased number of telemarketing phone calls. Is that because this thing is a scam? And then I went back and I thought, I don't remember ever providing a phone number. And I went back, I looked at the registration, didn't ask for a phone number. I looked back, looked at our profile, didn't ask for a phone number. So obviously, you've got cynics out there. And the reason you're going to have cynics is because some of those cynics, they're just wanting to get in front of this traffic. If you've got a site that's got 95,000 visits a day, all right, 2.8 million visits in a month, and the site is only 30 days or so old, estimated 34 million visits in a year, then you're going to have some opportunists that are promoting other offers, all right? Or maybe they have blogs and they like to write negative stuff so that they can get more traction to their blog because they're selling advertising, all right? So just be careful of what you read and listen to and what have you, okay? All right, so give me a moment. Let's see if there was anything else that we wanted to cover here. Oh, this is the one that began to show the stats across the globe. So of the 500,000, 555,000 as of this post last week, almost 70,000 were coming from the U.S., then Russia, then the Philippines. Now, here's the thing I want to say, and we'll share this a little bit more in the call to action that I have in just a few moments. For those of you that are marketing, and especially if you're starting to do some paid advertising, some paid marketing. I know one of my personally enrolled who is a pay-per-click specialist has started doing some pay-per-click campaigns, and he's gotten some tremendous results. What I would strongly recommend is that you focus your energies. If you're doing some type of demographic marketing, maybe you're doing some paid ads through Facebook or Twitter or what have you, I would focus on these three top countries, the U.S., Russia, and the Philippines. Now, if you're an English speaker, a lot of the folks in the Philippines speak English, okay? So then I would focus on the U.S. and the Philippines. And here's why. Here's why, all right? This is not to neglect any other countries here, all right? But the quicker we can get 50,000 folks in a geographic area that not only have registered but have filled out their demographic surveys, then the quicker we're going to have viewing in that area. So let's say if the U.S. started off viewing. Now, it may start off viewing before Brazil and Vietnam and South Korea and so on and so forth. But that right there, when we get a country that's viewing, all right, and now the word is out that people are viewing and they're getting paid and they paid on time, then this thing just mushrooms. I mean, you figure more than 500,000 folks have registered, and nobody's viewed the first promotional content. Nobody's made the first dime. Nobody's made the first penny. All right. So again, if you're focusing on marketing, if you're focusing on getting new people registered, you might want to consider focusing in on these countries here so that we can get people viewing. Again, we need to have 50,000 in a geographical area that not only have registered, but also have done their demographic surveys. Speaking of which, real quickly, let's do a quick refresh here. All right. So this is what we're seeing. I'm going to take the demographic profiles that have been completed, which were just over 200,000 now. And if we divide that by the total number of folks that have registered, 587,621, this is going to give us the percentage of folks that have actually filled out the demographic surveys. So we're at about 34%, all right? Now, when they first started showing the demographic profiles completed, relative to the ones that are registered, we were at 30, I'm a numbers guy, we were at 31.9%. So now we're up to 34.1%, which means that probably the newer people that are coming aboard are hearing about it, starting to get their profiles completed. We want to make sure that new folks coming aboard are getting their profiles completed, but we're also reaching back to those that registered those first 3 weeks before, or the first 2.5 weeks before the demographic surveys were available. We'll talk about that in our calls to action in just a few moments, okay? Now let's go to the next post. The next post, they said, hey, it's hard to believe, less than 30 days. We've circled the globe. We went from 5 people finding out about it on June the 12th. I think it came across my desk on June the 16th. To over 575,000 people in 28 days. And again, this to me is huge because no one has done any viewing just yet. Now, so when are they going to start viewing? Well, they posted a clock for the soft launch. I'm assuming, this is me talking, that at the end of that soft launch, if not before, that viewing will start in those areas that have the numbers, okay? In those areas that have the numbers. So even if you live in a country where your area, is kind of behind on those numbers, you're not at 50,000 or what have you, I strongly recommend you continue to share this message with folks so that ultimately in your country you'll have the numbers, but also don't stop building. There's a buddy of mine who's not in the U.S. who has personally enrolled over close to 400 folks himself, and he's got a team of multiple thousands now. He may not start viewing right away, but I know with his following, a lot of those folks are in the U.S. or they're in the Philippines or maybe in Russia. So even though he may not be in a position to view as quickly as, let's say, someone in the U.S., his ability to override, I'm assuming he'll be able to override, particularly if he can't view because of the country that he's in. And so he's still building the framework of a major 6-figure, 7-figure, knowing him, especially once this thing starts to mature, it could be an 8-figure business for him, okay? All right, so real quickly, let's see here. They say, thank you for your questions. They are being compiled with answers and will soon be in your back office. And this is what I want to cover here. Number one question, how can I talk with someone? Let's highlight this. How can I talk to someone to get more details to fully understand the THWGlobal opportunity? Here's the answer. Soon, there will be a support system for every IV who completed their survey. So once again, very important that everyone's completing their survey. All your new people are completing the survey. We've got a link we provided for our webinar audience just on Friday. We will send it out again. It's probably going to be a part of this post for our webinar audience, where you can send out a link that shows people how to register one, and then step 2, go in your back office and fill out the demographic survey. Step 3, go and get your personal referral links. And we show all of this on video, so there's no question if you've got somebody who's not a techie or what have you, it just walks them through the process. Step 4, registering for our webinars. So not only can they attend our webinars, but they also receive training content like this when we send it out to that particular list. They talk about why they used a network model. Now, I love this. They said in addition to an IV upline. All right, so everyone's got someone that referred them, and there's 10 levels above. All right, every major city, this is important, every major city will have one or more IV team leader information centers with 2 or more IV team leaders. Now, I love that. I love that, okay? Now, I don't know what it's going to take to be an IV team leader, particularly leading up a city, but I love that. It says these centers will also be used to demo many products and services from our advertising clients in such cities and countries. All right, so what this is saying to me is these guys and guyettes behind the scene are building this thing out for the longer term, all right? You know, having these centers, having IV team leaders in local areas, maybe even having those products and services from some of the advertising clients to get those products and services moving So those advertising clients want to advertise more and more and more. Many are offering free samples of such products, and also to qualified IVs to higher levels of pay and achievement who may be interested in such products and services. So, they're building distribution, ladies and gentlemen. As they build distribution, one of my mentors taught me this, that the key is building distribution. Once you build distribution, you can put anything in that distribution channel. You can put bubble gum in that distribution channel. You can put jump ropes in that distribution channel. Of course, I'm being facetious right now, and it moves. All right. So this is why, is it crap? Is it gold? Moving more and more towards the goal. We won't know fully until people are viewing, people have been paid, so on and so forth. But we're not going to sit back and just wait. We're going to build very aggressively with our disclaimers. Hey, it could be crap, could be crap, could be crap, but it also could be gold, could be gold, could be gold. What you don't want to have happen is you just kind of put yourself on the sidelines and let's wait and let's see if in 60 days or whatever time people start viewing, people start making money, and during that time another couple million people have come and joined, and there were some people that would have joined you that you would have been earning up to $200 a month as they view, if they view 10 hours of content and they're getting the maximum up to 25 bucks. Or like one guy that I personally enrolled who has personally enrolled hundreds himself, and now he's got a team of multi-thousands. You don't want to sit on the sideline while that happens, okay? Keep building what you're building, doing what you're doing, whatever is generating income for you, obviously do that. But, drive people to your site. Drive people to our webinars on Tuesday and Thursday nights, so on and so forth, okay? All right, so those are the big things there. So let's give you your calls to action. Give me a moment. All right, so here are your calls to action. Number one, make sure that you've gotten your demographic survey done, all right? No excuses. It's only going to take a few minutes there. One of the things I really want to bring out, and one of our teammates shared this with me. He said, "Hey, let people know not to be so restrictive when they're filling out their surveys. We want to have plenty of promotional content that we're viewing. Obviously, we want it to be targeted. So when I went back through my survey, I filled it out not just with me in mind. I filled it out with my whole family in mind. So for instance, my wife loves photography. Well, I'm not the photographer dude, but she loves photography. So I made sure that I said, yeah, I was interested in photography, because now if all of a sudden I'm viewing some promotional content as it relates to photography, guess what? I'm going to, hey, wifey, here's something you might be interested in, okay? Now, I didn't put this on my calls to action. Let me go on and do this now, okay? If you have loved ones in your household, like my wife in my example, make sure that anyone that's in your household that's 18 or older, make sure they're registered and they do their demographic survey. I mean, I haven't seen anything that doesn't allow you to refer your family members, okay? Now, I would say you build through your primary position. You build through that first position. So let's say in my case, if I refer my wife and I refer my two sons who are, my youngest son is 18, my older son is 20, all right? So I want to build my business through my primary position, all right? But I want to make sure, which we did, that my wife is registered and she's done her survey. My sons are registered. They've done their surveys, so on and so forth. I reached out to my parents to make sure that both of them, all right, in their 70s, have registered, and they filled out their surveys. They then reached out to my siblings, my brother and my sister, to make sure they were registered and have done their surveys. If everybody just did that, we'd probably very quickly multiply these numbers, even in those countries where you're not at 30,000 or 40,000 or 50,000. If you just had your household that were 18 and older filling out these, registering and filling out the surveys, okay? And then sharing that with your loved ones. I'm not even talking about doing any paid marketing or anything like that. I'm not even talking about having a list or anything like that. I'm simply saying, hey, every one of us have loved ones that, you know, assuming it's gold, even if they don't look to build the business side, an extra up to $1,000 a month would do them a world of good, okay? So make sure you've done your demographic surveys. Reach out to all of your personally enrolled to make sure that they've done the same. So anyone that you've enrolled in your back office under your referral center, you're going to see the ones that you've directly enrolled. You'll have their email addresses. Many of you may not have gotten them to opt in into anything just yet, but send out a brief email introducing yourself. Hey, I'm Doc. You know, thank you for joining my personal enrollment team. Just wanted to make sure that you've also filled out your demographic survey, so on and so forth. Okay. Another call to action. We provided a link over the weekend. If you're in our webinar list, we will make sure that we also have this in this particular email post to get out to your new referrals that you'll be registering, so they know to register. We walk them through this on camera, so they see, you know, if they're not techies, okay, this is how I register. This is what I'll see after I register. Now I go in and I take my demographic survey, so on and so forth. The quicker we get to 50,000 in these geographical areas, the quicker we're going to start being able to view the promotional content. For those of you that are doing some type of demographic concentration in your marketing, whether it's paid or not paid, you know, concentrate on the US and Russia and the Philippines, because those are the top 3 right now. The more people we get registered and taking surveys in those areas, the quicker we'll get some countries starting to view. And when that happens, then, you know, it's just going to be completely over, okay? Keep in mind, their goal is to have 5 million by the end of 2016. I think it was something like 25 million by the end of 17. And, you know, ultimately, if they execute, there will be hundreds of millions of of international viewers, okay? The question is, how many of those folks are going to be in your 10 levels? How many of those folks are going to be in your 10 levels? This is why we've been so aggressive in getting this message out, because you know, we've never seen a business that has a potential of scaling like this one, with the potential of the potential income, because it really is addressing a real need across the marketing spectrum and across the economic spectrum of people that just need to make some extra money. It's also addressing a big need for the advertisers of, you know, having their advertisements placed in front of a targeted audience, all right, that really have a conviction of wanting to watch their content, all right. And then real quickly, and we'll end with this, what are we working on? What we're working on is we're working on the funnel blueprint, which is basically our membership portal, our marketing and training portal. We will have a lot of training in there, and you know, we've provided quite a bit of training content in a free environment on YouTube. As we build out our portal, then the majority of our training content is going to be inside of our membership portal, okay? And again, we're talking high-level mastermind type training. We're even going to be sharing some of our underground traffic secrets as it relates to, you know, let's say now we're viewing, all right? And you're taking a portion of your viewing income and you are recapitalizing that back into your business in the form of paid marketing, paid advertising, okay? Yeah, you might get a few signups by simply posting on Facebook or some job sites or what have you for free, but that's not how you build a long-term sustainable business. Think about this. We're going to be viewing what? Promotional content, advertising, all right? So that's a clue. If you want to scale your business to a 6 or 7-figure, maybe even an 8-figure business, then you want to get eyeballs to your offering. You don't do that with free marketing, you know, or so-called free marketing. You do that, you scale with paid traffic, all right? And so one of the reasons we're so excited about THW Global, assuming she's gold, is that she allows people to generate a marketing budget that may not have a marketing budget right now. So we're building out the funnel blueprint. One of the things that we will have with the funnel blueprint, we'll have multiple sales funnels that get the message out, but not just, hey, just join. All right. See, the reason only 34% of the folks have actually done their survey is that a lot of people just joined. All right. They didn't know much. Someone posted something on Facebook and they just joined. All right. But they're not paying attention. We want to set the stage that when someone joins you, all right, we want to, yes, we want the quantity, but we want to really focus on the quality. When someone joins you, they're already making a commitment. They've already made a commitment that they're going to max out their viewing income. They're going to max out, 10 hours a week and not an hour or two. They're going to max the 10 hours a week, one. Then two, from the income that they generate from their 10 hours worth of viewing, they're going to reinvest back into their business in the form of having the tools and having the resources to build out their own list. All right. Leveraging our blueprint, for instance, where they have plenty of valuable content that they can share with their list. So their list starts to like them and respect them and trust them, so that anything else that may come across their desk that they share with their list, the list will be far more in tune to the rest of their marketing message. We want people to develop multiple streams of income across multiple niches, and we believe that THWGlobal, assuming she's gold, is the catalyst for that happening. And so that'll be in the funnel blueprint. We'll have these the sales funnel that we're working on right now. When someone joins you with that particular sales funnel, they not only are going to want to view 10 hours, they're going to want to invest a certain amount of their viewing income back into the business in the form of paid traffic, in the form of having the tools and resources. And then they are going to want to develop their own referral network. They're not going to have the feeling that, oh, I've never been successful before. I've got no friends or family left, because we lay it out in that sales funnel. We lay it out how you build a 6 or 7 figure business, with THW being a catalyst. And that's just one sales funnel. We'll have multiple sales funnels, and those that leverage our funnel blueprint will have access to all of them as we are building them out. So with that being said, I'm going to round third here. I've got a tremendous amount of folks that have emails into us, or they've posted things on YouTube with questions or what have you. I'll be honest with you, for the next few days, I won't see a lot of the emails. My primary focus is with the funnel blueprint and developing these sales funnels. It takes a lot of time in terms of scripting, in terms of doing the videos and what have you. It takes a lot of time, all right, just a great deal of time. And so that's where our time is now. We're going to be launching the funnel blueprint probably by the end of the month, probably by the end of July, which I'm excited about, because even if viewing doesn't start until 60 days or so from now, which would put us sometime in maybe August or September, even if it doesn't start viewing right away, I want to get people to where they understand the basics, at least, of building an enterprise, the basics of list building, the basics of connecting and building a bond with your list so that you can monetize that list. Some of you, like myself, once these sales funnels are in place, as soon as I have my first sales funnel, I'm starting a paid marketing campaign. Getting people through that sales funnel that are going to be 100% committed to what we'll be sharing in that sales funnel, which is your 10 hours reinvesting back into your business, so that we can just build not just the numbers of people on our team, but folks that are taking action, viewing and investing in the marketing, viewing and investing in marketing. Okay. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on our actual webinar list, you probably see our Monday motivation. Take some time. It's only a few minutes. Go through the Monday motivation. I appreciate you spending as much time with us as you did. Don't forget, we've got a webinar on Tuesday, July the 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern And of course, if you can't make that, if you're a part of our webinar list, then we'll be sending that out. I get this question all the time. I post this everywhere. So if you're part of our webinar list, people ask me, hey, can I get the replay? Can I get the replay? If you're seeing this on YouTube or Facebook or someone else has sent this out, just make sure you're part of our webinar list, THWGlobalWebinar.com. THWGlobalWebinar.com, and that'll put you on our list. So any webinars that we send out in terms of replay, you'll get it, and you'll get these types of trainings right there to your email box. Okay? We love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours.